Hello everyone. So today we're going to explain what is production part approval process, that is PPAP. Production part approval process made things simple. So today we'll explain everything in details about production part approval process. So first of all, we need to know that what is production part approval process. Production part approval process, it is a structured process that verifies the supplier's ability to produce consistent and high quality products before the start of the mass production. So it builds a confidence between customer and the supplier. Basically, customer verifies whether the supplier is capable enough of meeting the requirements of the customer or not, so that it can produce consistent high quality products or not. So customer basically verifies that, and to verify that, it requires certain criteria, and that basically fulfilled by the production part approval process. For an example, if I am manufacturer of motor, so I need bearing housing. Some bearing housings I will in-house manufacture, but for something I require some outsourcing, because for a month I require 1,000 bearing housings. So it is not possible that everything I can manufacture inside. So I will do outsource something. So outsource, I will do something from my supplier. So I will check the ability of the supplier, so that the supplier is capable enough meeting the requirements of my production or not. So that basically verifies by using production part approval process. So now the next thing that I will explain is why production part approval process matters. It prevents defects, it reduces production risk, and it ensures every part meets the requirements of the customer specification. Production part approval process creates a strong foundation for quality and reliability. Obviously, it will definitely meet the requirements of the customers if you can follow the production part approval process properly. So now we need to understand that the five levels of production part approval process. So there are five levels in production part approval process. Level 1, PSW. PSW means per submission warrant. I will explain in detail in my subsequent slide that what is per submission warrant. Now level 2 is part submission warrant plus limited documentation. Level 3 is part submission warrant plus full documentation. That is the most commonly used. Level 4 is customer defined. If I am a customer, I will define what I need from my supplier, and accordingly I will set all the benchmark for the supplier, so that the supplier can start the mass production. Level 5 is on site with complete records. In that case, customer in level 5, customer basically visit the site of the supplier, checks everything, and basically give the clearance to the supplier to start the mass production. That is a level 5. But level 3 is most commonly used. Now, there are 18 key elements of production part approval process. So before the supplier start the mass production, there are certain key criteria are there which the supplier need to fulfill. Like you need to check what is the process capability. Measurement system analysis you need to verify. Material reports, design failure mode effect analysis, process failure mode effect analysis, control plan, process flow. What are the dimensional checks and the results that are available with the supplier? All these things need to check before starting the mass production and giving clearance to the supplier to start the mass production. So these are different elements involved in the production part approval process. Now I'll move into the core focus of production part approval process. What is the core focus? The core focus is what is designed, what is need to be that should be produced. What is designed should be produced, and it should be meet the requirements of the customers in terms of the design, process, and manufacturing controls should be aligned. Now the next is part submission warrant. So, what is part submission warrant? As the name implies, the part submission, some documents to be submitted for taking clearance from the customer. Suppliers basically submitted some documents to the customers to take the approval from the customer, so that the supplier can start the mass production. The final approval document submitted to customers, and it is summarizes all the findings and confirms that the supplier is ready to start the mass production. Basically, whatever the observations that a customer have on the processes and the systems of the supplier's end, and the supplier's end, supplier has to fulfill all these criteria, and they need to submit some documents to the supplier to the customer to take approval so that they can start the mass production. So that is the concept of per submission warrant. Now I'll move into the process capability in production part approval process. Process capability is very important. You need to verify whether the supplier is capable of meeting the requirements of the customers or not. So capability indices like CP, CPK, prove whether the process is stable and able to meet the requirements and specifications consistently, essential for the confidence build up between the customer and the supplier for start the mass production. Now, I'll explain some common triggers for production part approval process. Whenever there is some new part design or material change, supplier change, process change, location shift, or engineering revision, for all these things, it triggers that you need to have some production part approval process. You need to follow the tool, certain tool. That tool is basically production part approval process. Now, the benefits of production part approval process: it lowers defects, fewer customer complaints, smooth production, better communication, and improved trust across supply chain partners. Now, production mode approval process is equal to quality assurance for success. Production mode approval process, it is a tool. It is not product oriented. It is basically process oriented. It ensures so that you can meet the quality, consistent quality over a prolonged period of time. So it builds a long term performance, helps to create a reliable, safe, and consistent products, high quality product every time. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video, share this video, and comments below with your thoughts on production part approval process. Share your experience in the comments below, what you have learned today or what you have implemented at the production approval process in your area of work or not. So share in the comments below. You can subscribe to our channel and turn on notification for more insightful content. And you can also join our WhatsApp community to get free updates on Lean Six Sigma tools and techniques, everything for free. You can master Lean Six Sigma from our WhatsApp community itself. And thank you for being part of this journey with the Lean Six Sigma world. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of this journey with the Lean Six Sigma world. Thank you. Thank you so much.